KOCHIE's Business Builders is proudly brought to you by our partners Dell, Peugeot and APCO, who are helping small businesses grow.
On KOCHIE's Business Builders, we help a startup connecting hospitals with staff to cope with rapid growth. How a disruptor is taking on the beverage industry by listening to customers. And we look at how important the vaccine rollout is for the recovery of our hospitality industry. Hello, and thanks for joining us for another episode of KOCHIE's Business Builders, the place for Australia's small businesses to connect and be informed. Well, your IT equipment supports most, if not every one of your business functions. So it's vital to have the right technology that's also fast, secure, and easy to use. uPaged is an online job marketplace that connects hospitals with qualified, fully vetted nurses and makes the task of hiring casual staff a whole lot easier. Because uPaged is targeting rapid growth, they're looking for an IT solution that can help them keep up with their customers' demands. So we put entrepreneur and mentor Jo Burston on the case. Together with Dell Technologies, we look at how the right IT solution can enable uPaged to grow strongly.
I'm here today with the CEO and founder of uPaged, ZARA LORD. We're going to talk to you today about your business, uPaged, how it came around, your vision for the future, and your passion for this industry. Let's start by talking about the business, what it does, and why you founded it.
uPaged is a digital marketplace platform, also an app, and it connects healthcare practitioners to on-demand work in a more meaningful way. I founded it from my own experiences as a healthcare practitioner. I'm an 8th-year registered nurse, specialised in intensive care. I've worked on both sides of on-demand nursing, and I've experienced firsthand some of the challenges with that. I wanted to create a better experience, to have better outcomes for practitioners, healthcare organisations, and ultimately patients.
Now, this app is really unique. What sets it apart from anyone else in the market?
uPaged creates time, cost and quality efficiencies to make on-demand healthcare more sustainable and higher quality so that patients can get better on-demand care.
And what does that mean for the healthcare professionals?
They get control and choice over where they're being placed. They get more meaningful placements. They get utilised for their unique skills and contribution, as well as the ability to earn extra income.
This is a two-sided marketplace, your app, uPaged. Tell me how you reach both of those markets.
While digital marketing is a really big part of what we do, the strength of our community is one of the major aspects of it. So healthcare practitioners talking about uPaged in hospitals wearing our uniforms.
The last 18 months have been really hard for a lot of businesses. What effect has that had on your business, and specifically being an organisation in the healthcare industry?
It's been a wild 18 months, to say the least. We've had an influx of opportunities, but like everything with COVID, it was full of curveballs. So that meant that we had to diversify really rapidly, set up work from home really quickly, and set up new systems and processes. We even had to hire during COVID and have new people start that we didn't see face-to-face for 6 months. Hospitals and healthcare organisations, they have traditionally been really slow to change. So one of our biggest challenges is pace to market. COVID's seen a shift in that though, and the healthcare industry is ripe and ready for change. They're actually looking for new alternatives as a way to get them out of this COVID crisis.
Being a technology business, what are some of the challenges that uPaged is facing today?
One of the biggest factors of being a startup is we don't have much in the way of funds, equipment. We run really lean. Our customers are our first priority, so that means that internally, behind the scenes, we don't have all the equipment to do our job and really excel at what we're doing. We want to have fairly rapid growth in order to dominate this space. So we need to be able to attract the right people. In order to do that, we need the right equipment for our team to be able to work really efficiently.
So with the challenges that you're facing, Zara, and your real desire to grow, how do you go about looking for the resources that you need to help you do that?
It's really challenging, Jo. There's so many different places you can go, lots of differing advice out there, and it can be very confusing as a first-time business owner, especially with the challenges of COVID, work from home, and needing to get the right advice to help us grow.
So the challenge really is you need funding to get to where you want to get to to be able to delegate to more people and recruit more people into the business. But it's sort of like the chicken and the egg. We've got to build the business to build the people.
It's all about having the right people, the right equipment, and having all of those things work beautifully together.
Today, Zara, I have with me Liam. He's one of the Dell Trusted Advisors, and he's going to help you with some of these solutions to overcome the challenges that you're facing at the moment.
Fantastic. I'm really looking forward to it.
Hi, I'm Katherine Porritt. I'm the CEO and founder of Business Bravery and Luxury Influencers Agency. My top 3 tips for business are, number 1, think about, can you take what you're already doing at the mainstream end of the market and pivot to the luxury end of the market where there's less competition, more margin, and really you can create more fun because it's all experience and white glove service. Number 2, be the producer of your own revolution. So most of the successful people that I work with work until their fingers bleed. So make sure that you don't give up when you've tried something the first time. And then number 3, because we all work really, really hard, we also have fun in business, right? This is all meant to be about joy and passion. It has to have some fun. So build that into everything that you're creating every day.
So can your product or service pivot to appeal to the luxury market where there's less competition and higher margins? Advice worth considering from Katherine Porritt, author and founder of Business Bravery. Stay tuned. After the break, we'll find out how uPaged can grow to service more nurses and hospitals than ever. G'day. Before the break, we met a small business keen to fulfil a gap in the healthcare workforce. But as a startup, their limited funds and IT equipment is currently holding back their potential growth. So Dell's trusted advisor has come to the rescue to help uPaged invest their IT budget wisely.
I've got Liam, one of the Dell Technology Trusted Advisors with me today, Zara. He's here to really help you through some of those challenges and find the solutions that you need to scale uPaged.
Zara, tell us a little bit about the future, where you see this company heading.
So we're growing uPaged to be the premier healthcare workforce platform in Australia. To do that, we need to scale our team to between 50 and 100 people in the next 5 years. So we're really needing the support of great technology partners to do that. And we've got a challenge with the equipment that we're currently using. At the moment, we have a whole mix of different equipment. We have people working from home, coming into the office, and every setup they use is different. That's a real challenge for us. Where do we start in solving that?
The first step for Dell is to help you with setting up a technology standard for your devices. This will not only simplify IT, but allow you to scale as a business. And through that experience, be able to save time in that sort of procurement, managing, and support.
Time is a really big factor for me as a business founder. I also wear the HR hat. So not only does finding the right staff, onboarding staff take time, then to go and find their equipment and induct them into, at the moment, different equipment for different employees is a real challenge. Definitely. So if we could get a uniform standard with that, it'd be fantastic.
From our side, from Dell, it's being able to support the changing workplace environment that we all now live in. And that work from home devices, making sure that those business tools are also available in the office and that there's a hybrid setup as well, so that we don't have to stop and think. We're well positioned with our partners and our breadth and depth of portfolio to support customers from an end-to-end solution.
Why is Dell best placed to serve a tech company like ours?
Well, I would say the personal touch and the deeper level of understanding with our customers and their business goals and their technology goals. And we have a great team of trusted advisors. You value your staff. I think that was just a key factor you mentioned, how important it was. And we want to make sure that these are the right tools. You also mentioned budget constraints with the peripherals and the accessories. Well, that's kind of normally an afterthought for companies. And that's kind of where we see ourselves as an advisor, being able to help you set up from the very beginning to ensure that we save you time, but also those budget considerations as well.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Such great advice. Now, over the coming weeks, we'll be helping more small businesses being held back by their technology. After the break, we meet the founder of Sans Drinks, IRENE FALCONE, and later in the show, I answer one of your questions about getting the balance right between working in your business and on your business. See you soon. Welcome back. You're watching KOCHIE's Business Builders. Now, the demand for non-alcoholic drinks is certainly growing. And one person who recognised this unmet need before many of us was IRENE FALCONE, founder and chief executive of Sans Drinks. We caught up with IRENE to find out how her personal and professional experience as a serial entrepreneur is helping her build another successful business.
My name is IRENE FALCONE and I am the founder and CEO of Sans Drinks. I decided that I wanted to drink less alcohol, and I actually went into a bottle shop and I asked them, do you have any non-alcoholic wine? And they looked at me like I was crazy. And I remember that look because that was exactly the same look I got when I started my first business, Nourish Life. I just thought, wow, this is what I need to do. I need to create an environment where people can buy these drinks, enjoy these drinks, and not be embarrassed by them. In fact, really showcase them and make it kind of sexy and uber cool. So I launched Sans Drinks back in October last year. Sans Drinks is really a bottle shop, but everything in here, beer, wine, spirits, cocktails, you name it, is all alcohol-free. When I first launched the business, I thought I'd be catering to non-drinkers, so people that were sober. But actually, that's not the case at all. This business is really catering for those people who are drinking but want to drink less. You can buy some non-alcoholic drinks in bottle shops now, but really, liquor stores are experts in liquor. They're not experts in non-alc. And you can also buy some non-alcoholic drinks at the supermarket. Again, supermarkets are experts in groceries. If you're trying to reduce the amount of alcohol you're drinking, you made that conscious decision, really a liquor store is the last place you want to go because you just have temptation everywhere. And of course, if you don't drink at all, you're not going into the bottle shop at all. So I guess that's where Sans Drinks has found its niche. It is a safe place that has all of the best stuff, all under one roof, with no temptation of alcohol. The growth plan for now for Sans Drinks is to really expand on the bricks and mortar experience. So we're looking at opening 20 new stores across Australia in the next 5 years and starting with 6 new stores here in New South Wales. So we've got a business that is growing in a category that is growing in an environment where people are able to still shop at bottle shops. My businesses are about customer choice. I'm obsessed with giving customers a new choice and disrupting industries. This gives me so much joy and it's what I love doing, and I just feel IRENE again. I feel like I'm IRENE when I am building a business and I am working in my business. That's just my own work-life balance.
By setting out to address an unmet customer need, IRENE now has a growing business in an exciting new category, an inspiring story, and a reminder not to make assumptions, but instead observe your customers' behaviours. Well, it's now more crucial than ever to have an online presence and offer home delivery. For this week's tech tip, DENIS Campbell from Sans Drinks shares how they've improved the delivery experience for their customers.
We offer everything you can possibly need in the non-alcoholic realm, and our customer is the general consumer, but more predominantly health-conscious females over 35. Probably the best technical solution I've implemented here would be to do with our shipping. When I first started with the organisation, we only offered one shipping method. We now offer up to 6. We've developed a back-end bespoke system which puts the power back into the consumer's hand. It lets them make the decision when they're placing their order, who they would like to be their shipping partner, because what necessarily works for somebody who's in Bunbury in WA won't work for somebody who's in Brisbane.
After the break, I talked to the head of Deliveroo Australia about how the hospitality industry can recover after the battering it's copped from COVID lockdowns. You don't want to miss it. Welcome back. Well, there's no doubt the hospitality sector has been doing it tough as lockdowns and restrictions have really hammered the industry. Business confidence in the sector has fallen, and according to a recent YourGov survey, less than half of restaurants feel positive about the future. The news might seem grim, but Ed McManus, Chief Executive of Deliveroo, says the Hospo Vitality Index shows not all doom and gloom. Ed joins us now to discuss how delivery is revitalising the sector and how businesses can adapt to survive when it comes out the other side. Ed, good to see you. Now, just explain to us, delivery's been a saviour for restaurants and cafes during COVID. Do you think it'll stay a large part of the business model after the pandemic?
Nice to be with you, KOCHIE. Yes, we do. In fact, in our survey, 70% of restaurants told us they believe delivery will be a large part of their business into the future. That makes sense because, as you know, COVID has accelerated the digital economy more broadly in the last 18 months. Also, though, if you think about the types of entertainment, streaming services, sports that you can get at home at ease compared to a decade or two ago, that all adds up to a scenario where delivery will be a big part of restaurants' business model into the future.
Yeah, the other thing I found fascinating, the index found 53% of restaurant owners said they feel unhappy about the idea of serving unvaccinated customers, and a quarter want to be able to know a customer's vaccination status. So just how important is the vaccine rollout to recovery in the sector?
It's hugely important, KOCHIE. Unfortunately, the hospitality industry has been hit really badly by COVID and lockdowns, with restaurants forced to close to dine-in customers or operate at reduced dine-in capacity. Vaccination is just key to opening up this part of our economy again, and all of us getting out to eat breakfast, lunch and dinner with our friends and family and get behind this part of the economy.
The other big issue they've been facing is the skills shortage and the talent shortage. How can the government help businesses in the sector to focus on upskilling Aussies now to be interested in a career in hospitality, or allowing new visas for migration to come back in and for workers to come back in?
I think the medium-term solution here is opening up of our international borders. That's only going to be possible when vaccination rates go up in Australia and other countries. But in the short to medium term, the things you said, look, the government potentially looking at a hospitality-specific skills migrant visa, looking at providing incentives for people to get trained, apprenticeships, that sort of thing.
Ed, that was really terrific. Thanks very much for your time and some great advice there.
Thanks, KOCHIE.
Now it's time to start answering some of your questions. And this week, Keith Armiger from Marrickville, New South Wales, has sent in this question to ask KOCHIE.
Hi, I'm Keith from KOCHIE Upholstery. I'm a sole trader. If I'm not on the bench pumping out work, there's no paycheck at the end of the week. At the same time, I need to do quotes and do all the routine chores of running my business. How much time should I put aside each week to make sure I've covered all my bases? With the growing demands of social media, should I get someone to help me?
Keith, that is a great question and a common conundrum faced by many small business owners. To answer your question, I'm joined by Alan Manley, the founder and chief executive of Group Colleges Australia and the author of The Unlikely Entrepreneur. Alan, thank you for joining us. What is the ideal ratio of time to spend between say customer satisfaction and admin?
I would guess that a sole trader is looking to make more money than he would on wages. Now, I hear the conundrum, but then I see the latter part of the question was, should he get involved with social media?
Yep.
Yes, and then be very careful what you wish for. Because what would happen if you got 50% more customers? I really suggest a smallish website.
Because you write about this all the time, and it really boils down to assessing your skills as the entrepreneur, the sole trader, and trying to figure out when's the best time to get help in. How do you do that?
Well, I try and delegate, but it's very hard in business because you get so involved. And then you go to the sole trader's operation, and it's invariably very, very personalised. Now, I am concerned when I go to a sole trader who's personalised the business, how are you going to get an assistant in? How will they find anything? You've almost got to make it like a little franchise. That what if you had someone else come in and help you do the simpler things, and you use your smarts, 20 or 30 years of accumulation of knowledge, to do the final bit?
Yep. And that's also thinking out, breaking down your workflows, isn't it? And saying, right, how can I get better at this rather than sticking to what I've done before?
The biggest fear for a sole trader, from my observation, is delegation.
Alan, great advice. Thanks for joining us. Appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.
Well, that's the show for today. You can pop over to our website for more useful information and resources for running a successful business at koshiesbusinessbuilders.com.au, and also sign up for our weekly newsletter. Big thank you to all of our guests who appeared on the show today. Enjoy the rest of your week.